Hey, Dan here. Just got to Madrid. I thought it was funny. Someone just left a comment on a video saying, "Have you been to Madrid ever? It seems like you don't know Spain has really busy cities." And I said, "I'm going there in a couple hours." Today's video is about motivation. It is day 15 of 30 of the ENFP reboot, and probably a good time to talk about motivation because here I am motivated and still going. It's going to be a short one, and it's really just remembering, this is for me, to remember that really wanting something and feeling motivation to get it is one of the key things to actually working hard and getting that thing. I will often talk to clients who will first come and they'll say, I have so much trouble with motivation, with procrastination, like I just can't get myself to do this thing. And then, we get talking about it. Tell me about the thing. Tell me about why you're doing it, etc. And within a couple minutes, often it's like, yeah, no wonder you're not doing that thing. You don't want to do it. You don't enjoy the activity. You don't want the outcome. Like, there's nothing about you that would make sense for feeling motivated to do this thing. So why are you even trying to do it in the first place? Or, so there's one of two things if you're having trouble getting something done and it's maybe a motivation issue. One is you're just, it's the wrong thing. So you're trying to do something that doesn't make sense to do and you don't feel any motivation because your unconscious is like, hey, this is stupid. I don't want to do it because I don't want the outcome. It would be sort of like, I don't know, like, hey, I'm having a lot of trouble like climbing up this mountain. Why are you trying to climb up the mountain? I don't know, there's some like really mediocre meal at the top of it and then I have to wait in a lineup and then pay someone a fee. Oh, it's weird that you don't want to go up the mountain and then do things you don't want to do at the top of the mountain. It's often what happens. The other thing is when there is something that you really do want to do and it's good for you and it makes sense, but you just don't have that motivation like front and center. You don't keep yourself reminded of it. And this is what sparked the idea for this video actually is I'm mostly spending my time in Valencia for the last little bit and have been learning beach volleyball. And those of you who follow this channel for a while know that I have different relationships with health and fitness. I'm generally a healthy person. I tend to exercise and stuff, but I also have a big appetite for life and for food. And if I'm not following like a strict diet, I tend to gain a few pounds relatively quickly. This is my body type. And I have mixed feelings with motivation in terms of staying fit. I've talked about that in other videos and maybe I'll expand on it another time. But the main point here is that when you start playing beach volleyball and you realize like, hey, it's getting hot out. And that means that within a month, maybe month and a half, the only real option is to be playing beach volleyball shirtless. You think, I'm definitely going to say no to that extra beer or side of chips or whatever else a lot more often because there's some real tangible motivation. And it's just something I really noticed where in the past I've done very strict diets like keto for I think 2 years and I'm generally pretty good with restrictions and sticking to them. But in this case, there's just a strong general sense of motivation. And that has made it easy to make better choices and stay on track and everything else. And so the point is that if you find yourself not having that fire to do something, first ask yourself, is this something I really want to do? And if it is, ask yourself, how can you put some pain or some pleasure or both tied to your goal front and center with you, right? It's very hard to think like 6 months from now, this is going to happen or that's going to happen. But when you're actually in the heat of it, when you're actually looking at like a couple weeks from now or a month from now, or you're surrounded by people. So in the case of fitness, when you're at a gym and you look around and you're like, a lot of these people are in much better shape than me. It can be a positive source of motivation. Now, there's a whole conversation there, and I don't really want to get into the comments about like body image and should you compare yourself to others and whatever. But what I'm talking about is using a little bit of that vainness, a little bit of that insecurity in a positive way to be a boost of motivation and that. And generally just keeping your vision in front of you, right? So if your motivation is around buying something, moving somewhere, making a big change in your life, like keep that. I mean, that's a concept of like having a vision board, right? Keep something front and center, reminding you of it. And the stronger you can have that vision, that thing that is going to draw you forward, that pleasurable draw to something, or maybe the pain of thinking like, I got to lose a couple pounds off the belly before beach volleyball shirtless season starts. It can be a nice kick in the butt, a nice source of motivation. All right, that's it. I'm going to go enjoy this wonderful city, and I will see you tomorrow.